Hello, and welcome back to Armchair Pundits. It's been, let's say, a bad week for both of us. Let's be completely honest. Not really a week or weekend that you want to enjoy talking football about. But here we are. So today we've got Man United drawing. We've got Liverpool drawing with West Ham 2-2. Arsenal beating Tottenham in a derby. And then you've got the final game of the weekend, Man City beating Nottingham Forest, which everyone expected. So as we finish this game week, there's only two people left in the title race. There was last week, but now it's officially two people left in the title race, pretty much. So, Leon, apart from that, you've been all right? Apart from football?
Yeah, apart from football, everything else is cool, bro. Just living life as you know it, mate. Just living life as you know it.
Good. All right, then. Well, there's probably nowhere else better to start than at the Tottenham Stadium. And once again, you were there. So I hand over to you for your initial thoughts on how you performed.
Boy. I'll be honest, the scoreline in a way hides part of I would say, there's a sense of pride from coming back from being 3 goals down. But to be honest with you, that first half, as much as some may say that we dominated, we had possession and whatnot, we gifted Arsenal. Um, for me, we gifted their 3 goals. Two of them from set pieces, obviously an own goal, and then Havertz. We've been poor from set pieces pretty much since we lost Vetroni, who we had last season. I think Arsenal have been one of the best in the league at set pieces, and it seems to me, it's been all season, that when the ball goes into the box, some of our defenders are just standing there like statues. They don't move, they don't do anything. All you see is Vicario flapping around trying to get something on the ball, and opposing teams sort of putting pressure on him. But in terms of actually being lively and being alert and clearing the danger, we just don't seem to do anything. There's no reaction from some players that are in there, and there's often times where we've literally got all of our players back and we don't defend. Don't make no sense. And then in transitions, we don't. It seems that we don't track runners. We watch the ball the whole time. So Saka ends up being through on goal. He actually plays the ball out to Havertz and ends up running on. It was like the longest 1-2 you could ever think of, because he plays the ball from just outside the edge of his own box, plays it to Havertz, runs a direct run, no sort of bells and whistles, just a straight run um, on the inside of the right channel, and literally Ben Davies doesn't see him. Ball goes over the top, one straight ball, he's through, cuts inside, which everyone knows Saka wants to do. We let him cut inside and he tucks it into the far corner. Easy finish. Easy 3 goals for Arsenal. It's probably the easiest 3 goals I've seen Arsenal score against us I can't even remember. Like the last time they battered us was especially in those years, was during like the Henry years, and even then I don't remember us getting toasted from in terms of goals. But for me, it was just a poor first half. Like you're going into a derby game for us, which we can have a big say on whether we fight for top four and have a say in the title, where the title goes, and we just gifted them 3 goals. And from then we knew the game was dead. Like second half, they came out, put on a much more prideful performance, put a few more challenges in, but in to be honest with you, realistically, Arsenal were in control, and it was just a case of us trying to put as much pressure on them as possible. But our second goal really came too late. In the end, we had a gift of a goal from Raya from his bad clearance straight to Romero, who, by the way, I don't know why the hell he was even that far
Why
up
is he
the pitch
there?
anyway.
Why
But
is he
the
there?
fact is, he was there and he ended up scoring a goal. And to me, him and Kulusevski were probably our two of our best players in the game, realistically. But they gave us a lifeline just to make the score look respectable. and then we got the penalty, which was a blatant pen, but how the
What was
how
it?
the referee didn't give
Yeah,
it
thank you.
when
That's what I
it
was
was
gonna say,
first down
bruv.
was unreal,
He's
because
standing
you
right
see
there
the
looking
kick,
at it.
it's ridiculous, almost literally kicks his balls right through him, man. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, we got the pen, but it was too late. I said to Daryl, if we don't score by the 75th minute, I don't think we'll be able to come back. And to me, it was too little, too late. Some of the end product again, like woeful decision making in the final third, so slow. Like when we are when teams are coming against us in transition, we don't get back quick enough. There are so many times when
Mm.
we were trying to hit Arsenal on a counter, and we had one-on-one situations with like Son and Kulusevski. They wouldn't take on their guy. They check back, and then by the time they've checked back, Arsenal have 7 players behind the ball already. And then the attack peters out. We end up playing back to our centre backs, and then we start playing the ball across the pitch all day long, we're trying to get Arsenal to um, get a player out of position so we can find some kind of hole to play a through ball, and there's no hole. So it's just like, yeah, it
But
was one of them
so
games.
has he made a mistake again? Because I remember saying this to you. I think it's a Newcastle game.
Who,
Why is Pap Star not starting?
bro? He
I
made a
mean,
mistake from the starting lineup.
he's
He hasn't
yeah,
played
he's
he hasn't played
Jamal's
Højbjerg from the start all year. Today he
yeah,
plays him from the start. Why? I don't know. Like, we needed energy in there. Like, Arsenal's midfield was solid today. They had Rice, Partey, and Odegaard in midfield. To me, you need to fight fire with fire. Højbjerg ain't gonna be able to
yeah.
deal with them man physically. So you need a Sar. You need a Basuma, really. Like, I know them guys haven't been in great form, but to me, there's certain games you need certain type of players, and to like have like Bentancur didn't even played that badly in the first half,
No,
but like Højbjerg doesn't give you what you need, and that's the reason why he hasn't been starting. So it didn't make sense why we started him. Madison's been off, and he's not finding form. Like, he's showing for the ball. He wants to try and do something, but like, he just been a shadow of himself. Like, we're seeing the second half of the season relegation Leicester version of Madison right now, because
mm,
like, he has been missing in action. Like, he's not really created much. The only thing positive today was his delivery from corners. Like, he actually put in some good balls into the box from
yeah.
corners today. Like, Romero had actually 2 chances
Should
before
have
he
had
scored.
two.
He had
Yeah.
a glancing header which he put wide, and then he had the header against the post, which to me, from that range, you've got to get the ball on target. So, delivery was fine, but in terms of his involvement in the game, I thought he was very ineffectual, and Arsenal kind of dealt with him quite with ease. So
See, watching the game, watching the first half, I thought it was this game of moments. I thought you played really well first half. Yes, I understand exactly what you're saying. But they scored from set pieces and the transition. But I think they're important facets of the game. But I think in terms of you guys going forward, learning how to play, etc., and learning how to be better. First half, if a perfect example, Romero scores those 2 headers, we're looking at a completely different game. That's why I say it's about moments,
of course,
because you were on top. First half. Wasn't a poor performance first half, as in overall, football wise. But set pieces, you're not the only team. Arsenal have done this to everybody. I don't know how nobody has managed to stop it yet. Week after week, they do the same thing. Everyone runs to the far post. Everyone runs across. You have one person that then spins round to the back post, and they either score on the near post, score on the back post, but you don't know which one it's going to be. But people just aren't set for it. It's like people aren't watching the video.
you know what's mad about that first goal? When Saka's corner went across, obviously I could see it live. It didn't
Mm,
even look like he had connected with the ball properly, but it ends up
yeah.
drifting. Like, the way he floated it, it looked like it was a poor corner, and it's literally evaded the first 2 men at the front, and Højbjerg's gone and headed it in. Couldn't believe it, man.
It's unfortunate, obviously, because the player's target has missed it. But at the same time, you put it in a dangerous area, that's what can happen.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's what happened.
Look,
Second half,
I hear what you're saying. No, go on. Let me not interrupt.
let's say second half, I just thought, as I think Roy Keane said at the end of the game, it's easy to play when you're 3-1 down or 3-0 down. It's not hard anymore to get yourselves up, but at the same time, it's also easy to put your heads down and get battered because Arsenal were on the top.
Can't
And you
do that
didn't.
in the derby though, bro. As you know, and to me, the way they performed in the first half was gutless. Like as much as you want to say we didn't play badly, yes, we had possession of the ball, but we didn't do anything with it. Like those chances that came from Romero came from set pieces, but
Mm.
we barely tested right out. I don't even think we had a shot on target in the first half in the end because we hit the post through Romero, and obviously his other header went going wide. But other than that, we didn't shoot. We did not shoot.
No, you didn't. They had 2 on target. You had 1 on target. Actually, you had none on
One.
target. Sorry,
There you go. So
you had none on target.
if you got to go out of there first half, man, I'm sorry, you cannot be losing 3-0 at half time in any game, let alone your rivals, regardless of
Yeah, it's
the form Arsenal in. And to be honest with you, this is probably Arsenal's from a performance perspective one of their worst games in the last
yeah.
10 or 12 games that they've played.
Because
Barring
how
their
often?
European games, this today it seemed like they were just cruising. It wasn't a difficult game. That's how it felt when in that
I
first half.
think tactically they understood. Because how often are you 3-0 up, yet you only have 28% possession?
But the thing is,
That was the first half.
that was their game plan. That was their game
Yeah,
plan. Arsenal, though,
it
right?
was a good game plan.
They are comfortable soaking up pressure now, which is what they.
Yeah, they
And
are.
you knew as soon as they had Partey and Rice, that's what they were going to do because they knew they had enough of a defensive block. As you said, they've got 4 centre backs plus 2 DMs, and then they're
But
relying on
yeah,
them
but
to do
I
what
don't
they need
know.
to do.
But at the same time, they looked a bit erratic though. It looked watching the first half, and Gary Neville said it at the same time. I thought they may have they were missing Jorginho, the sense of control Jorginho gives them. I
Maybe
think you were
so,
able to get at them a bit,
but
but the
was
set
he injured
pieces.
or was he injured or was he
I
on the
think it's a
bench?
choice. Let me have a look while you're talking. But I'm not sure if he was on the bench or not. I can't. I haven't got the right thing up. But I think they missed him. But it didn't matter because obviously they got the set pieces and the game plan worked. But it's the first of what 3 tough games for you guys. So obviously it hasn't started as well as you'd want, but you're not going to be fearing going to Anfield next week, realistically. So it's on,
Why?
it's on to the
Why?
next one. Yeah, huh?
Why?
Because we're worse than you right now,
You're not
form
worth
wise.
enough, bro. You're not worth
Form
enough.
wise,
Are you? Have
yeah, I
you looked
think
at the
we are.
form table?
We've won 1 in 5. I think is our record.
I don't think we've done much better, to be honest with you, mate. Have you looked at the form table? As I said, bro,
I'll have a look and
have
I'll
a
see
look
if
in
I'm
it
from the
because I know
upset.
that we've lost 3 games in the last 5. So you tell me.
Oh wow. But I don't know, man. We'll move on anyway.
We'll move on.
That'll segue into our game because after midweek losing to Everton, you thought to yourself, no, I knew there were going to be changes. I knew because obviously we'll get onto that as well. I knew Salah would get dropped because Salah was awful, and so was Nunes against Everton. Yes, Salah is our record current our record goal scorer in terms of Premier League, etc. All that stuff, and he's been the kind of person that's stepped up. But when you look at it deep down, he doesn't really end the season very well very often, and it's the first time he's been injured for this long in his career, and he hasn't come back well from it. So I looked at the changes and I was like, okay, cool. Klopp's making changes. He's letting them know. He's putting them notice that okay, there's other guys that can step up. And until we conceded, we weren't that bad. We weren't great. We were really slow, but it didn't look like West Ham were going to score. And I just remember sitting there saying to myself, we're so slow. I look at even you guys play. I look at other teams play. We have so much football being played between our DM, our goalkeepers, and our centre backs. It's ridiculous. To the point, like you said, everyone gets set. It's just like we get the ball and then we start passing it, and then the defense is set, and they're like, okay, cool, break us down. Which is why Liverpool get 28 shots, but none of them are threatening because you're shooting 28 shots against a team that is ready for your shots. And it happened in the first half. And I sat there and I said to myself, okay, even if we bring on Salah and Nunes in the second half, if we don't increase the tempo, if there's not better movement amongst the midfield, it's not going to mean a thing having Nunes and Salah on the pitch. And to their credit, or to be fair, the first goal was a howler. it was quick football, but there's no way Areola should be letting that in at his near post. No way. So we get lucky. The second goal was a howler because the shot from Gakpo is going way wide. He miskicks it, it's going wide, double ricochet, and in the back of the net. And then I'm sitting there thinking to myself, okay, you know what, Liverpool, for once in 2024, hold out a team in the second half. Do not defend stupidly. Do not make silly mistakes. And yet, one of the most reliable of all of our players, Alisson, has an easy ball just to catch. Simple just to catch. Some people don't agree that this is the fault of the goal, but I'm one of the people that does think it was the fault of the goal. Has an easy catch where he catches that. West Ham don't have the ascendancy they have, because you look at it, he goes up, he miscatches it, then they get the ball, they cross it to the far post, we header it out, they smash it in, he makes a good save, then Robertson clears it. This is all within 30 seconds. Robertson clears it, they get the ball back, and then Bowen gets the ball wide, no one stops him from getting the ball in, and then bang, it's a goal. That does not happen if Alisson saves it. It doesn't happen. The first goal, atrocious. A poor mistake from Quansah, who's a young defender, so that's going to happen. Those things happen. I've been saying about Chelsea all season. When you have young players, mistakes will happen. So he makes a mistake trying to play at the back. But then from the corner, there's no reaction.
None.
No reaction. Everyone's standing around looking at people. No one's like, okay, where's my man? I'm going to go to get him.
That Tottenham. Same.
Easy cross into the net, and you get the 5'5". He's not 5'5", but you get a 5'5" Bowen with a free header in the middle of the box. Right? It's pitiful how we have almost capitulated in April, because a lot of people are saying this nonsense about he shouldn't have told them that he was leaving, this, that, and the other. Yeah, but let's be honest, in January, when he told them, February, March, everyone was saying, oh, look how well Liverpool are playing. They're playing for him. You know they're doing it. They're doing it because they know he's leaving.
Won a trophy. You know
exactly.
what? You've had post-League Cup form that everyone seems to have after winning the League Cup, man.
It is weird. But you had people interviewing Trent and saying, you're really playing well because Klopp's leaving. You're really putting it in. And he's agreeing. Van Dijk's agreeing. And now April hits, we go in a slump. He shouldn't have said he was leaving. No, I don't buy that. I don't buy that. Him saying he's leaving does that mean that through on goal, Jones cannot hit the target. Through on goal, he misses the target. Him saying he's leaving does not mean that when Núñez is through on goal, he smacks it straight at the goalkeeper. No. So that's excuses. The final excuse is to blame it on Klopp. The simple fact is the players have choked. No matter what's happened,
big time.
The players have choked big time in April. Is it tiredness? Possibly. Gary Neville said something really, really good, right? And if you sit back and you think about it, and we've said it here, we've been running at 100 miles an hour or full tank pretty much most of the season, whereas Arsenal haven't, Man City haven't. We've always known that there's another level for them to go to. But we've been running at our level for the longest time. And it's a case of, can we sustain it? And we haven't been able to sustain it because, let's be honest, we're not as good as those two teams are. And nobody, I thought we could challenge first or second. We have challenged. I didn't think there'd be 3 teams going this far. So I thought we would be this close to the title towards the end of the season. But I didn't think there'll be another team to challenge us like that, which Arsenal and Man City have done. But the simple fact is, we're not as good as them this season. And it's shown towards the end of the season where having a brand new midfield has only taken us so far. And I'm not one of those that's sitting there thinking, we've had a disastrous season, because for me, we've got the best out of what we could have got. In all fairness, we all know that Núñez isn't elite. He's not the centre forward that's going to win you a trophy. He hasn't proved it since he's come in. We've been unfortunate that the guy that never gets injured in Salah, that's usually the guy that gets us a lot of goals, has got injured for 2 months. And himself hasn't, whether he's been rushed back, which I think he was because he got re-injured, whether that's been the cause of him being off form for the whole of April. So on one hand, you're annoyed because we had an opportunity to win the FA Cup, to win the Europa League, and to win the Premier League. But in all honesty, the FA Cup and the Europa League were probably our best options over the league as a squad in general. So they're obviously disappointed not winning the league, but they were the bigger disappointments because there were two games that we should not have lost the way we did, for me. But credit to West Ham today. I've probably gone on a tangent. Credit to West Ham today because they won their moments. And I said about your game, you got to pick your moments in games. And they never looked like winning that game at any stretch, but they held in long enough to get a point from a game.
The typical Moyes team performance, though, really, they don't have possession of the ball. They play on the counter attack a lot, and West Ham are that kind of team, and they'll dig deep, especially against the big teams. They do try to dig in, and they usually save their best performances for those games against the bigger sides. So it just felt like at some point, with the way your defense is at the moment, that if West Ham got any set piece opportunities or crosses into the box, you knew they were going to cause problems, and that's been the story of your season, really. When you look at not just the amount of goals, because you haven't conceded that many more than City, but it's when you're conceding them and how you're conceding them. That's been the poor thing
Sloppy
about it. Yeah, so it's not. Yeah, it's not good. And obviously, I can understand your pain because you've been in the hunt for so long, but there was always gonna be one team to drop out, and it always looked like it was gonna be Liverpool out of the three of you because of, I guess, City still haven't hit top gear for me, and Arsenal have just been like they've just been getting the job done, man. They've looked impressive. They've learned a lot from last season, so it is what it is. I think you guys are. You just got to try and win as many games and hope that a miracle happens and the other two drop points. But
the problem is, I just don't. The miracle's not going to happen. But I just don't. I'm looking at it, and I look at you guys coming next. Am I sitting there thinking, we've got it in the bag? No. Then we've got Aston Villa next. Am I sitting there thinking, going to Aston Villa? Yeah, we're going to win that. No.
Well, I look at it. Game, if they beat you, boy, they come in for third place at the moment, boy.
Yeah. But I think we've more or less guaranteed.
I think
as long as we don't lose to you, we've guaranteed Champions League.
Yeah,
I think.
Sure.
But it'd just be crazy if we were in a 3-horse race and we finish fourth. So we can't allow that to happen. We can't allow that to happen. I don't think it will. I don't think it will. But it doesn't really matter.
You have to win every game. Doesn't matter. It's not happening, bro. It's not happening. Especially not.
Yeah. So you look at it. The Salah thing. What's your view on it?
Obviously, Salah's frustrated because I think deep down I think his ego's got in the way here because we know that he hasn't 100%. Played well. He has not played well for months. It's not even been a few weeks. It's been months. He hasn't played well since he came back from African Nations Cup, and he's frustrated because he was going to come on when you guys were winning, and now you've conceded a goal, and he's probably thought,
no. This happened before that. That's the misconception. They hadn't scored yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they hadn't scored yet. This happened while they was waiting.
It made it seem like he was waiting.
Exactly. It's the agenda. It's the agenda to make the story better.
Well, anyway, we know he wanted to. He would have wanted to start, but he's not been on form. And when he came on, to be honest, he looked like he was a threat, but he kept making bad decisions, and it was like he was making emotional decisions on the pitch because things that would be a normal pass, he was overhitting or playing it behind the players. He wasn't in full flow, and it just seemed like Salah was playing with his emotion rather than his actual skill and talent and thinking about what he's doing. And I think it ended up costing you the chance to get a winner if there was a chance.
The thing is, what I don't know. Yes, maybe because the Everton loss had the impact, but he didn't start the game before against Fulham.
But
unless I'm mistaken,
2 in a row.
No, but as in he didn't start that game, but he starts the game after. So we didn't see the same irateness. That's not the right word, but I'm trying to find the right words. We didn't see the same fume.
The biggest issue
in that game
is Salah saying, if I say something it will start a fire
Yes.
or something like that. Like,
Yes.
why?
Yeah.
Why do you need to say anything? You keep it
Especially
behind
when
closed
Klopp's
doors.
at the same
But
time,
this is
Klopp's
the thing,
saying
right?
everything's fine.
This is what happens when a player or when a manager is leaving. It gives someone like Salah, because, and we're only talking about someone like of Salah, Van Dijk, Allison caliber here, who
Mm,
may in his mind he's given an emotional reaction, and he's been emotional about his reaction to someone asking him about it. So the fact that he said that,
mm,
I think if Klopp is not going, he doesn't say anything. He just keeps it stum, because we've seen Salah have like tiffs before. We've seen him have beef with Mane, and we've not heard nothing
mm.
about it. We've seen the verbals, or we've seen how their actions have been, and there's been no word. Klopp's just deaded the thing, but now Klopp's leaving. He's like, if I say something, it will start fire. Like, what? Why are you saying that?
I just think it's
What fire are we
disrespectful.
starting, bro? There's only 4 games left,
Yeah,
or
the
3 games
first the
left.
first instance was disrespectful, and for him to, yes, you can be fuming still even after that incident, because obviously he's the first one off the pitch as well.
Mm.
He claps the fans as he's getting off the pitch, but we just dropped the game. Like, you're part of the leadership team of this club. Swallow your pride and clap the fans properly. Don't just walk off the pitch and then clap them as you're walking through the line. Go past Klopp and all that business. Nah, I'm not having it personally. I think I said before, our season's done anyway. He should probably get dropped next game, but it won't happen. I see both sides. Some people say it's a mountain mountain out of a molehill. I see that side of it, but now you've got El Mohammadi and other Egyptians saying that he's been disrespecting all that business. Because see, look what it's caused. If he just kept it quiet from before and held his emotions in, then this doesn't happen. Is he leaving? Who knows? If he's leaving, this is how he's going to end up leaving. This is how his legacy is going to end. It didn't need to end that way. For me, if he leaves, it didn't need to end that way. So he should have done a lot better in that situation. And like I said, the comment makes it worse. I don't think it'd have been as bad if he didn't make that comment.
Definitely not. We've seen players react angrily to with coaches before. It's not new, and most big players, it's not often come back to bite them. But
Mm.
like for in this instance, as you said, it's the comment after that he didn't need to say anything, and it would have been fine.
Anyway, we move on. Man City, pretty straightforward. I say straightforward. It's weird.
No.
I've never seen Man City win a game.
Forest always cause Man City problems.
Yeah, that was
At
1-1
City
last year.
ground. Yeah, they've always caused problems
Yeah.
at City ground. I don't know what it is about the City ground, but today, they created chances. They were unlucky. I think Chris Wood will be kicking himself because he couldn't kick the ball. For
Mm-hmm.
two really really easy chances, which even he would, on another day he'll bury those, and they were unlucky, but it was another City performance. It's been like that all season, man. Teams have probably felt that the City haven't been on red hot form or performed out of their skin, but they know how to get the job done. They've been here, done that, and they always say like the third in a row is the most difficult to get when you do a three-peat. This is their fourth in a row, man. It's tough,
Yeah.
and they're grinding out results. They're keeping Arsenal honest, and they've got their game in hand. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, until the end of the season. But it was a very, very professional performance, and one you expect from City week in, week out.
Yep.
Guardiola, good goal from
Oh, good header.
and Haaland returning to scoring form after. He's been out of sorts the last few weeks, probably since his injury, really, which has probably been
Yeah.
longer than that. But a really good finish, especially as the defender tried to show him on his right foot, and he said, "Fine, I'll use my right," and he's tucked it away into the corner. So
It's been interesting actually. These big players that have had big injuries this season have not come back well from them. Salah and Haaland, the two biggest, have not come back well from their big injuries. But in terms of the game, how often do you see Man City with an XG of 0.887? Less shots than the opposition, and obviously they win the game, but the statistics are crazy.
Well, they didn't have
Crazy.
no Foden today, which he's
Yeah.
been pretty
But
much
they had De
their
Bruyne though.
talisman this season, really. Foden, you'd have to say. But they still have De Bruyne. They had Doku and Grealish, and
Yeah,
I think the
and
thing,
Silva.
yeah, and Silva playing midfield. But I think I think when Alvarez starts, there's a little
Mm.
bit more dynamism up top. There's a little bit more fluidity
Yes,
because of it.
yes.
And I felt like Nottingham Forest pretty much dealt with that okay in a way. But once Haaland comes on, it's Haaland. The attention turns to him, and if he finds himself in space one
The,
on
the
one with
threat level gets
defender,
risen.
yeah, you just like we're at his peak right now. And for Forest, it was always going to be a difficult one for them to deal with in this fixture, and unfortunately for them, they'll have to find their 3 points somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. This wasn't where they were looking at getting their points from. So they're sitting there, 1 point ahead of Luton. So they're hoping to get a point back or 2 points back from their deduction. But it's like it's a straight shootout between those three, isn't
I'm
it? Now,
almost certain that one of the bottom four teams is playing like two or three of the bottom four in their last few games. I can't remember who it was, but when I
oh,
looked at the fixtures,
serious.
at least two, at least playing at least two of the teams in the bottom that are challenging for relegation spot.
Well, Luton have got Everton next.
There you go. And who else?
Let's have a look. I'll find it. We'll move on to the next game, and then I'll find it. So Man United 1-1 against Burnley. So really important point for Burnley because it keeps them within 2 points of Nottingham Forest. But I don't even think it's a case where they're hard done by, because it was a very even game. I mean, Man United got outpossessed by Burnley at home. Finally, they didn't concede 20 shots for the first time in ages. But it was quite even. But you could say Man United missed a lot of big chances. I'm looking at it now. Expected goals 2.71, 27 shots, 10 on target, 7 big chances, 6 big chances missed. So they've missed a lot. Whereas expected goals 2.06, 16 shots, 7 shots on target, 2 big chances, 1 big chance missed. So looking at stats, you would say Burnley might have been lucky to get away with it, but I don't know. Penalty-wise, he's done it again. He got away with it last time. I think it was against Wolves, where he punched the guy in the head. I think it was Dawson he punched in the head, and the referee didn't give it. So they've obviously learned from their mistakes.
VAR
But
though,
it's
wasn't
just...
it? Or did he give it?
Yeah, both of them were VAR. Both of them were VAR. I can't remember.
I can't remember.
I can't remember if they did, straight away. But at least VAR did something right this time and gave the correct decision.
Because it was disgraceful. It was this.
Yeah.
You see the way he connects with man's head,
And
bro. It's a knockout blow, man. Real talk.
And man, he got up and took it as well. So credit to him. He got up and took the penalty himself. But it's just another... I think they've conceded a penalty in like 4 of the last 5 games, if not in all of the last 5 games. Something crazy like that. So they're panicking in that box, and it's not going well for them. But their season is pretty much done now. They've got Arsenal in a run-in. Maybe they can help. But they probably don't want to help. They'd probably rather Arsenal win the league over Man City, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of themselves, a good thing for Anthony, as he's not going to get sold. He finally gets a goal in the Premier League.
What do you mean he's not going to get sold? You're saying that as you know?
I don't think they're going to sell him, because I don't think they get, unless they cut their losses, they're not going to get the money that they need to recoup.
I don't even know
so
who
unless
would
they
be silly enough to go and get
exactly
him right now, to be honest with you, because he's flattered to deceive a lot in this Premier League.
And listen, I'll give him a tiny bly, because obviously he's been going through personal stuff, and we don't know. We haven't been in that environment. We don't know how much that affects your mental state when you want to play football. People love to say, but you're getting paid, deal with it. No, it's not as simple as that. All because you're getting paid a certain amount of money doesn't mean that all the troubles go away. They don't go away.
Mm-hmm.
All the things you're dealing with sometimes get a bit worse because you're having to shoulder it and look after, because you're earning so much money as well.
Yeah.
You're looking after so many different people in your family. So we don't know the impact it's had on him. And he's young at the same time.
Yeah.
He's not a seasoned veteran. He's a young player. So if Ten Hag stays, we know Ten Hag's a fan. It could be a case where he doesn't reach the heights that fans thought he would when he first got there, but he still recovers and has a decent season next season. I don't think he gets sold. So hopefully for him, he ends the season on a high, gets a goal today, maybe gets a few assists, whatever, and then he can move on to next season. But for Man United, it's just been a season full of disaster.
Yeah.
Dropping crazy points against silly teams, but yet being able to go head-to-head against Liverpool. Would they be able to do it against Arsenal?
Doubt it.
Doubt it. But I think they're still on a minus goal difference as well, which is just completely crazy. So, in your opinion, they're sitting sixth now. It doesn't matter to you. I think they're on 1. It doesn't matter to you, but do you think they'll make Europe? Newcastle coming up the rails in form with a game, not with a game in hand actually. They haven't got a game in hand anymore.
I wouldn't call it form because they just lost it. I know they beat Sheffield.
They smashed Sheffield United 5-1 today.
Yeah, they smashed
yesterday.
Sheffield, but they lost to Palace last week. I don't know because Newcastle have actually got a couple of difficult games. I think they've got Brighton at home and Brentford away and Man United as well. In fact, Man United and Newcastle will play each other. So
there you go. Oh, so that'll be it then, probably for the 6th place.
Probably, yeah, probably. Unless West Ham try to throw their hat in the ring again. But they've got Chelsea away, Luton at home, and then Man City away. Yeah, it's really out of Man United and Newcastle. Back to what I was saying about the...
Yeah, I was going to say, since you're there.
The relegation, it's Nottingham Forest. They've got Burnley and Sheffield United. Everton, I think are out of it now. Everton have got Sheffield United and where did I see it? Got Sheffield United and they have also got Luton. So Everton, I think, are out of it, but they've got Luton and Sheffield, and then Nottingham Forest have got Burnley and Sheffield United. So gonna be interesting. That those 2 Nottingham Forest games are gonna be super 6-pointers, boy.
Yeah.
I think Sheffield United are already down pretty much.
And they got relegated yesterday.
It's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really
official.
Burnley that's hanging in there by a thread. So
Sheffield United didn't deserve to be in. Unfortunately for them, they didn't show a second of this season that they deserved to be in the Premier League. Not for 1 second.
They also didn't show that in pre-season when they sold one of their important players.
2.
Well, there you go. And
Sander Berge, remember? Sander Berge went to Burnley.
Yeah.
He was their best midfielder, and then their striker went to France.
Mad. God, you can't do that and not replace them, especially coming into the Premier League.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, they replaced the striker with Archer or something like that, didn't they?
And
so it wasn't a great...
His this season as well.
Yeah. He's a good young player, but he wasn't ready to be their replacement.
Not ready to save someone from relegation.
No
way. But it is what it is.
Okay. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you once again, Leon. Next week, we'll be head to head next week. So
yeah, mate.
I reckon it's going to be a draw. Personally, I really hope we win. Obviously, you really hope you win, but I see a draw happening.
I'm completely honest. We need to make sure we get 5th now. So we're probably going to be relying on that the Burnley and Sheffield United games to secure it realistically.
Yeah, true that.
We'll know by Stamford. If we don't put a performance at Stamford Bridge, then I know what it is. For real.
Oh yeah, Thursday. Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe and continue to share. Take it easy. Peace.
Take it easy.